Welcome back to Choirwire, the podcast keeping music educators connected to the art of teaching. I'm Alex, your host. Today's episode is for the brave, brilliant, slightly sleep-deprived souls who are making it through their first year of teaching. If you're in your first year, or if you're mentoring someone who is, this episode is a love letter, a pep talk, a reality check, a reminder that you're not alone and that what you're building matters more than you know. We're talking about what to do, what not to do, and what to hold on to when the lesson plans unravel, the copier jams, and the choir room feels like both a sanctuary and a storm. Let's get into it. First things first. If you're showing up, listening, adjusting, and caring, you're doing enough. The first year is not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about learning how to lead when still learning how to teach. It's about building trust even when your lesson plans fall apart. And it's about surviving the hard days without losing sight of the good ones. So if you're feeling behind, overwhelmed, and unsure, take a breath. You're not failing. You're growing. Here are a few things that make a difference in year one, not because they're flashy, but because they're foundational. Build relationships first. Before the music, before the curriculum, before the rubrics, build connection. Learn names. Ask questions. Celebrate effort. Students will follow your lead when they feel seen. Create predictable systems. Entry routes. Entry routines. Rehearsal norms. Warm-up structures. These systems don't have to be fancy. They just have to be consistent. Predictability builds safety, and safety builds engagement. Ask for help early and often. I can't say that enough. You don't have to know everything. I still don't. Lean on mentors, colleagues, your school staff, a trusted, really well-seasoned faculty member. Ask questions. Share wins. Admit when you're stuck. Teaching is collaborative. Let it be. Document what works. Keep a folder, a journal, or a Google Doc of what's working. A warm-up that landed. A phrase that calmed the room. A rehearsal strategy that sparked joy. These are your building blocks. Celebrate your small wins. Did a student finally sing out? Did a class transition smoothly? Did you make it through a Monday without crying in your car? That's a win. Name it. Honor it. Let it fuel you. Now let's talk about the traps. The things that feel urgent but aren't helpful. The habits that sneak in when you're tired, stressful, or trying to prove yourself. Don't try to be everybody's favorite. You're not there to be their friend. You're there to lead. Kindness matters, humor helps, but don't sacrifice boundaries for approval. Students respect consistency more than charisma. Don't overplan every minute. Leave room for breath, for laughter, for questions. Overplanning leads to rigidity, and rigidity leads to burnout. Structure is good. Flexibility is better. Don't compare yourselves to veterans. I'm going to say it again. Don't compare yourself to veterans. You're not behind. You're new. That teacher with the perfect bulletin board and flawless transitions, they've had years to build it. Focus on your lane, your growth. Don't ignore your body. Eat lunch, drink water, sit down. Teaching is physical. If you're running on fumes, your classroom will feel it. Rest is not weakness, it's strategy. Don't let one bad day define you. You will have rough rehearsals, awkward moments, lessons that flop. I still have them every day. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're teaching. Reflect, reset, and move forward. Here are a few phrases to keep in your back pocket. Words that ground, guide, and remind you of why you're here. I'm learning, and that's okay. This moment doesn't define me. Connection over perfection. I can reset. I can repair. I can grow. The music matters, and the humans do too. I think all of these thoughts are so important, and I wish I had someone to say these things to me my first year of teaching. So now I'm saying them to you. Since it's been 14 years since my first year of teaching, I thought that I'd have someone who has just completed their first year of teaching come on the podcast and give their side of their story about their first year of teaching. And I'm very, very proud of this person, this former student of mine who is now teaching in my county. And he has done such a great job at his school. And he is a rock star. Please welcome to the podcast my former student, Johan Quevedo. Hey, Johan, how are you doing today?
I'm so good. Thank you for having me here.
Of course. It's always great to see a former student thriving and doing a great job. So for those of you that are listening at home, Johan is my former student, and I wanted him to speak from the first year teacher perspective, even though he just started his second year of teaching. Can't believe that.
Sure, I know.
But no, I'm very proud of you. And well, first, I think you should introduce yourself to our audience and tell them a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so like Alex said, I am from the Orlando area, so I grew up here and have lived here almost all of my life. I decided to go into choral music education, and I went to a really good university and did the thing. I did my internship and spent about 4.5 years preparing, and now I find myself in my second year of teaching. I currently teach keyboarding and chorus, so 4 classes of chorus and 2 classes of keyboarding. As of last year, I was doing 3 classes of chorus and 3 classes of musical theater. So I am much more comfortable teaching a keyboarding class and doing that instead of the crazy musical theater stuff. So yeah, things are looking good. And yeah, I had the pleasure of opening up a new school in the area as well. So I'm at a middle school, and it's now the second year that the school is open. So it's nice to see the same faces over again. So yeah.
And he's doing a great job. He is slaying it.
I'm doing my best.
Aren't we all? Well, let's jump into these questions. So the first question is, what's something you believed about teaching before you started that turned out to be completely different once you were in the classroom?
So many teachers tell us about the fact that there are like administrative tasks that you're going to have to take care of. And so I was under the impression that, yes, I will have administrative tasks to do, but I just didn't realize how much I had to do that dealt with that administrative side of things. I almost feel as though more of what I do in the teaching world is based off of the administrative things that I have to take care of. So like 504s, IEPs, tracking those things, meeting with parents out right before school starts or right after school. Those things kind of jumped on me more than I had expected.
Yeah.
It was just I just wasn't expecting all that. It's almost as if teaching encompasses more than just the teaching part, but more of everything else. So
yeah. I definitely agree with that. I felt like, you saw the fun part of it, or at least somewhat fun part of it when you were in my classroom. But then the other side of it is that, there's that extra paperwork aspect that I don't think any of us thought about going into it. So.
And on top of that, you think about all of the things that the student sees, to be on the other side of that perspective and see what it takes to create an experience. It's admirable. So yeah.
It is a lot to do. Well, can you walk us through a moment this year that felt really hard and what helped you move through it?
Yeah. So for me, I had mentioned that in terms of teaching a musical theater class, it's vastly different than just doing a musical after school. So last year, while teaching a musical theater classes, and also I had the responsibility of directing a show for the first time, and I just didn't have all of those resources, right?
Yeah.
And so here I am as a first-year teacher trying to understand what I have to do in the classroom now, also trying to understand what I have to do to prepare students for the show that's coming up. That was super duper challenging. also navigating all of the different personalities of the people that were helping me. While they have the best intent, it was difficult to always understand what I needed from these people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, man, navigating through that, it sounds terrible, but really, I felt as though I had to survive it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I find myself now in my second year better equipped with systems that I have created, especially during the summer, systems that I've created to kind of help me prepare for the inevitable big thing that is going to take over my life, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that you were very brave. Well, I guess you didn't really have a choice doing a musical, right?
No, that wasn't up to me.
Yeah, that is a huge undertaking, and I would not wish that on anybody, especially going into your first year of teaching. And I attempted that my first year of teaching when I was teaching middle school, and it did not go well, and I ended up just canceling the whole thing. But the first time that I did one, I did have help, and it was challenging because, like you said, navigating all the other personalities with it. And it, like, in middle school, it's different. High school, I feel like, the students can do a lot more. But in middle school, sometimes it's difficult because, you're the director, you're the music director, you're the person getting the costumes, you're the person paying for things. So it's tough. So I applaud you for wanting to, for doing well with all of that by yourself. So
yeah, and I think you're right. There is a sense of autonomy that high schoolers naturally develop because they're older, but the middle schoolers, there's constant communication that you have to deal with from the parent perspective. So it's almost as if the student is there, but there's a third party that you also have to include that you don't necessarily remember to do all the time when you say one thing during a rehearsal, right?
Yeah.
So it was tricky, but again, I had to go through it in order to grow and to learn more about myself and also about the student body that I'm serving,
Right. Yeah, there's no class in college about how to put on a middle school musical or even how to put on a musical, period. So
yeah. And it's a lot. It's so much.
Yeah.
And if you're doing it on your own, don't do it on your own. Just find those people to support you because they're there. And I was lucky enough to also have humans who wanted to support me and be successful, not just for me, but for the student experience. So that was really helpful.
If you could speak directly to a future first year teacher or even a current one right now, they might be listening, what would you want them to know?
Oh my goodness. Okay, I have about two things. The first one is to survive the first year, like literally. And again, so many people would say the same thing, to survive the first year, but really, you've created systems that will help you survive, and that's fine. When that first summer comes, take the time to reinvent the systems so that they can better serve you and what you need. So for me, personally, that looked like taking better care of myself and creating a little bit better sense of balance between my work life and my personal life, and taking care of myself by doing physical activity and reading and actually checking off when I leave my school,
Yeah.
So making sure that you take care of yourself and survive and create better systems to better serve you is just, I think, one of the most helpful things. My second tip, I strongly believe that I am setting seeds in the students that I'm serving. And the first year, I didn't necessarily see those seeds flourish. But now coming around and having starting that second year, I am starting to see tiny blossoms in each student. And that has made my heart so happy and so proud.
Feels
And
good,
it's,
right? Yeah.
it does. And like, it almost feels, dare I say, addictive. Like that's what I'm looking forward to. Like, if I did that in just a short year, like imagine what I can do in 2 and then in 3 and 4. So that warms my heart to see that the seeds that I am setting are eventually going to flourish. And that doesn't mean that it's going to flourish in every student, but man, it does warm my heart to see at least one student look forward to like our Transfer Tuesday, or another student who looks forward to listening to a new piece of music on Wednesdays. So yeah, that warms my heart.
I loved what you said about thinking about life and work-life balance, and because I feel like sometimes as choir teachers, we're sitting at school thinking about like, oh my gosh, what am I forgetting to do? You know, life is going to go on. Things are going to happen. And I'm in the point, you know, it's year 15, but I'm like, if I forgot it, I forgot it. So I'm glad life is going to go on. And I know for our egos, sometimes we're like, oh man, I got to make sure this is right and this is perfect. And I think for advice for those first year teachers too, adding on to what you said about that is, you know, no one's perfect. And to remember that when you get in those moments of maybe some comparative mindset.
Oh, yeah.
Comparing yourself to other people that might be in their first year, second year, and it looks like they've got it all together. Guess what? They don't. And even the people in year 15, 16, 17, 20, we don't got it together either. So it might look easy, but then again, once you said planting the seeds, like Brooke and I have been planting those seeds for a long time. And so we have that autonomy already built in. And yeah, some kids aren't going to get on board, but it is very interesting from when you were there at Boone, Johan, to where we are now. And it is such a different program, and it is such a different feeling. Even when kids that don't know me very well see me in the hallway, like at first when I got there, they were like, "Who are you?" I don't know who you are. But now it's like people know me. They reach out to me, and they seek us out now. I don't have to go out and beg kids to join chorus anymore. So it's like those moments are the things that I appreciate when I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like, you know, the work that we put in is paying off.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Just like one of your previous podcasts, you've developed a culture where like the school norm is that you are in that choir class because that is what brings students joy. That is what brings students the skills that they need to transfer over to different parts and aspects of their lives. And that is the seed that you're setting that just takes time for it to mature and to grow. So that is the hope that and like to any first year's person, like consider that you are setting those seeds, and it's going to take, like you said, 7, 8, 15 years, but you will see them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have any other advice that you would want to give? Maybe any personal advice or even professional advice towards the career or profession?
Yeah, you mentioned the sense of comparison, but I'd also like to throw in the idea of, what's the word? Imposter syndrome. I think that is one of the biggest things that even now I still continue to work towards is I still feel that sense of imposter syndrome. Like, should I really be in this space?
Yeah.
The school that I'm in, the students that I adopted came from a fantastic program. And so some of those students, I wondered, and I considered to myself, am I enough for them? And ultimately, I decided that yes, my experience is enough. I contribute value, and I see this value reflected on these students' faces when I work with them.
Yeah.
So yes, you're going to feel like an imposter, but just act yourself into a new way of thinking, and you're gonna you'll eventually get there. But it does take time. So yeah, just take your time.
Yeah. I think these were such great tips and suggestions and advice for, even if you're listening right now and you're intern or about to be a pre-service teacher, or you're in your first year, you just had your first couple of weeks, we're rooting for you, and we see you and we hear you. Get you a good friend group as well.
So true.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Enjoy those moments when someone says, hey, let's go grab dinner, let's go grab a drink, go do it. Or let's go to a movie, like go out and actually celebrate, and don't just sit at home and, be boring. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Be proud of the hard work that you put in, because no one else is going to celebrate you unless you do it for yourself first. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And celebrating the little wins too. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast today, Johan.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. It has been an honor.
Thank you to today's special guest, Johan Quevedo. In your first year, you're not just teaching music, you're building culture. You're shaping how students experience rehearsal, feedback, and community. You're modeling what it means to lead with care. And yes, it's hard, but it's also holy, because somewhere in that choir room, a student is finding their voice. And somewhere in that hallway, a colleague is watching you rise. And somewhere in your own heart, you're realizing that this work, this messy, magnificent work, is worth it. Trust me. So to every first-year teacher out there, keep going, keep breathing, keep building. You're not alone. You're not behind. You're becoming. If this episode spoke to you, share it with a colleague, a mentor, or a friend who's walking the same road. And if you're a veteran teacher, reach out to someone new. Remind them that they belong. Until next time. If Choirwire has added a little harmony to your rehearsal week or sparked something new in your planning, consider supporting the show. Just head on over to choirwire.buzzsprout.com to help support. No pressure, just a simple way to keep the ideas flowing and the episodes coming. I have ideas of expanding the show past my small platform. Thank you for all you do, and thanks for being part of this community.